Miami Heat Nation, hello guys, my name is Trent and over here we are going to be covering the Miami Heat off-season and heading into next year. Now if y'all support the Miami Heat or your favorite team is the Miami Heat, make sure you drop that sub. Now in today's video, we have a couple of segments that we are going to talk about. The first segment is Tyler Herro wants to be a full-time starter. The next segment is what do we do with Kyle Lowry? Is it time to trade him? And after that, we're going to be talking about potential trade targets for the Miami Heat and Christan Wood, John Collins, and Myles Turner. Now, to start it off, we are going to be talking about Tyler Herro. So pretty much in his exit interview Tuesday, he pretty much made it known that he wants to be a full-time starter next season. It's his fourth year, and he pretty much says, I think I earned it. Now, honestly, guys, I can't disagree with him. I mean, he had a hell of a year for the Miami Heat, pretty much one of our main scorers out there for this season, and was one of the main reasons why we were the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, he won the Sixth Man of the Year, and his final stats to end the year was averaging about 20.7 points a game, shooting 44.7% from the field, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. So you guys let me know in the comment sections, do you think Tyler Herro should be a starter next season with Jimmy Buckets and Bam Adebayo? I'm personally down for it, but you guys let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Now, Kyle Lowry. This is a take that I wanted to talk about for a while now because when I was watching Kyle Lowry during this offseason, during the postseason, it was a lot of question marks because we brought in Kyle Lowry to get over the hump and make that championship push because we know what he can bring. He won a championship with the Toronto Raptors, definitely a top point guard in NBA history, personally, in my opinion, and brings a lot on the defense end and on the offense end and his championship resume and his leadership and all that good stuff. But I definitely expected him to play better this year because it just wasn't looking good. Now, during the regular season, he played pretty solid, averaged about 13.4 points a game, shooting 44% from the field, 4.5 rebounds, averaging about 7.5 assists while shooting 37% from the three-point line. Pretty solid. It's only the regular season, doesn't really matter. Only really matters in the postseason. And this is where I kind of expected him to take that next step and help Jimmy Butler out and Bam Adebayo. And I understand he was dealing with injuries. Those hamstring injuries can definitely affect you a lot, and we've seen it. He missed a lot of games this year, but we needed him the most in that Boston Celtics series, and he just didn't step up. Now, he even said it himself that, if I'm playing, there's no excuse. I need to ball out, and it just wasn't there. Now, his stats through that Boston Celtics series obviously did miss the 2 games, but he averaged about 9.4 points a game, 3.6 rebounds, and 4.2 assists. Now, mind you, he's guaranteed $85 million. So this is a concerning part because he's 36 years old. He's dealing with injuries already, nagging injuries because his hamstring injury he's been dealing with it pretty much the whole postseason. His stats weren't very well, and he's guaranteeing that much money. So there's a lot of question marks heading into next season. I expect him to be with the Miami Heat for the rest of the year, obviously for that. But if he continues to play like that, I don't think he finishes out his contract with the Miami Heat because next year is a huge, huge year for the Miami Heat culture. If we want to win a championship, it's this offseason that we need to make moves, and Kyle Lowry needs to step up ASAP because there will be players to replace him. I really like Gabe Vincent. He's on a minimum contract. Max Strus, he's on a minimum contract. So the Miami Heat are going to have to pay these players. And if Kyle Lowry continues to play like how he played, is looking very, very slow. So I think he's safe for one more year. But if he continues to play like that, I think it's going to be wrapped up. Now, the last segment I do want to talk about, and I think it's very, very interesting for the Miami Heat, is there's been reports that Bam Adebayo potentially may move to the 4 position and that we should look at some centers. And to be honest, guys, like I said, I'm open for it. Whatever helps the team win, that's all I care about. But there's definitely some centers available that I'd pretty much be intrigued with, and I definitely think they'll make us very, very good. One, obviously, we could look at Myles Turner. Now, Myles Turner is currently on the Pacers, was dealing with a foot injury, and I think that's the reason why he didn't get traded. But I think that would be very, very interesting. It could definitely be the 5, Bam at the 4, Jimmy, Tyler Herro, and Kyle Lowry. I think that would be a very, very good lineup. And we understand that Myles Turner is very good on the defense end, a very good rim protector. And on the offense end, he does spread out the floor. He's a solid three-point shooter. Didn't really shoot well this year, but we know what he can bring. And he can also work in the post sometimes. So I definitely think it can work out with him and Myles Turner. Well, Bam and Myles Turner on the court at the same time, because it's not like they clog up the paint. They both can do different stuff. They're both different players. And like I said, that, like, defense end with Bam, we already know what he brings on the defense end, but him and Myles Turner, that'll be interesting. He is on contract to 2023, makes about $17.5 million, and, average about the season 13 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 2.8 blocks. So I'll definitely be intrigued with that. A couple other players in John Collins and Christan Wood. I definitely think they're going to be available for the Atlanta Hawks' sake. They're definitely just trying to find a way to improve their team, and if it's trading John Collins, I think the Miami Heat would be a perfect section. The only thing is, he doesn't really play that 5 position. I mean, you could put him at that 5, but at that point, just keep Bam. And then Christian Wood, I would definitely put him at the 5 position too. So, like I said, you guys let me in the comment sections. How do you feel about these 3 bigs? Who would you rather have? Personally, I think I'm going to go with Myles Turner, a better option. Better rim protector, could play the 5. That's his main position. Put Bam at the 4, and let's see what we can do heading into next year. And if y'all, like I said, if y'all support the Miami Heat, make sure you drop that sub and turn on post notification. A lot of content will be coming out this offseason. I love you guys so much, and I'm out. Peace.